Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. The latest on the situation and evacuations facing Kashechewan.
We're starting to make plans to get as much people out as possible.
Indigenous Services says it's making plans for those who choose not to leave. Plus, seeking work in Sault Ste. Marie.
So I've put out some resumes and I've taken some information.
Suites check out a job fair weeks ahead of a massive layoff at Algoma. And the next possible link in Sudbury's homeless strategy.
The owners are going to work with others, not-for-profits, to provide programming.
A group is hoping to convert this building into supportive housing.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We are still waiting for an update from Timmins Police about that heavy police presence this evening on Crawford Street in South Porcupine. Investigators say it had to do with a weapons-related incident in the afternoon and were asking people to avoid the area. They add it was believed to be a targeted incident with no risk to the public. We're continuing to follow this and we'll bring you the latest information as it becomes available. Meanwhile, a Sault Ste. Marie woman has died following a fatal crash in Sudbury. Police were called to the Highway 17 bypass following a single vehicle crash Monday around 1 a.m. Two people were taken to hospital, one with life-threatening injuries. The 74-year-old woman succumbed to her injuries in the hospital. The other person has serious injuries. With healthcare workers now evacuated from Kashechewan, Indigenous Services Canada says it's working with community leadership to make arrangements for members who do not wish to leave. CTV's Lydia Chubak has the latest.
In cases of a full evacuation of a community, officials with Indigenous Services Canada says it's policy that the nurses are usually on the last plane out of the community, and they say nurses left a couple of days ago.
So the chief met with community members well in advance of the nurses preparing to leave and ensures that everyone is aware of the situation and they make decisions for themselves if they choose to stay in community.
Despite the current water crisis in Kashechewan, not every community member has chosen to leave.
We worked with WAHA, the Winnebago Area Health Authority, Orange, which is emergency land-based emergency response, and community and Ministry of Health to ensure that services are in place for community members who choose to remain in Kashechewan.
We're starting to make plans to get as much people out as possible. A lot of people that are currently in the community are deciding to stay. However, we're trying to develop some plans to allow them to be there, such as our community across the river, Fort Albany. So we're trying to see how they can access healthcare.
Westaway says it remains the chief's decision when community members can return, and she says it's difficult to suggest a timeline as engineers are still completing their assessment of the water system. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's back to the bargaining table for striking professors at Laurentian University in Sudbury. LU issued a statement this afternoon saying the school and the union representing striking staff met with the Ontario Labour Relations Board yesterday and have agreed to go back to the bargaining table. Negotiations will continue tomorrow with a mediator. While Laurentian is back at the table, CUPE says talks between Local 5569, representing education workers, and the Sudbury Catholic District School Board have broken down. The union releasing a statement today saying it condemns the board for walking away from the table and refusing to review proposals or provide counter offers. Local President Corey Allaire said in the statement, this decision is disappointing and unnecessary. Our bargaining team came prepared, willing, and committed to reaching a fair first collective agreement, adding they were close to completing a deal. The school board, however, says it did not walk away from bargaining. In a written statement to CTV News, the board says it was confronted by the union with an ultimatum to either accept the remaining proposal or it would take the matter to the media. The board saying it will not bargain under pressure or fear of public threats, nor can we compromise the best interest of students, staff, or the broader SCDSB community. Both sides say they are open to reaching a fair deal for staff and are willing to return to the table. Today was all about jobs at GFL Memorial Gardens as many came out to a community job fair to check out opportunities in Sault Ste. Marie. The timing of it couldn't be more critical for some, especially with up to 1,000 Algoma Steel employees being laid off next month. CTV's Northwestern reports.
Open to anyone in the community, a job fair hosted by the city of Sault Ste. Marie did see a lot of Algoma Steel employees. While some are anticipating future cuts, many have already received slips that tell them their last day is March 23rd.
I've been there 18 and a half years. I've played different roles from janitor to hot mill to 9 cranes and 4 different mills. DSPC coil handling, I'm iron making now.
More than 15 possible employers were on hand, giving a range for these workers to choose from.
I've got a lot of different experience in varying different places. So it's, some are for me and some definitely aren't. So I've put out some resumes and I've taken some information. I can go online and I'll check it out from there.
Look around, and find a new job and start all over again. It's stressful. It's really stressful, and knowing you got to find a new job, and it's hard.
Representatives for 3 Ontario mines made the trip, knowing there are many with transferable skills leaving Algoma Steel.
We are looking for tradespeople, and it's no secret that tradespeople are a very hard profession to find right now.
Many locally based companies were pitching the idea to stay in the Soo for the attendees' next career.
It's a perfect chance for us to get out in the community and support people who are looking for something new, a different change in opportunity on their end, so it's a great spot for us to be in for sure.
For those who missed this event, another large career fair takes place tomorrow at Sault College from 1 to 5 p.m. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
More than 300 people have gathered in Sudbury this week for the Indigenous Land Symposium. CTV's Angela Gemmell has more.
These tents are a new addition to an annual event focused on land. Organizers say they bring outdoors and tradition to the annual event, meant to advance Indigenous-led land stewardship, governance, and relationships.
I hope they go home inspired. I hope they go home as a catalyst within their communities and say, you know what I learned, and you know who I met, and you know who we should go see, and it's just building that network of awareness.
This is the 4th year for the Indigenous Land Symposium, organized by Wakotewin Development, a First Nation-led social enterprise. This event, being held at Science North this year, brings together leaders, land stewards, and partners from across Ontario and Canada.
What people will walk away from ultimately is a greater knowledge sharing, so there's more individuals coming to share more knowledge.
Programming includes priority topics like jurisdiction, critical minerals, food sovereignty, and conservation.
We bring in a lot of diverse voices into these panel discussions, which allows people to think about where they see themselves, where they fit in, what are their experiences, and hopefully some new and innovative ideas.
Along with guest speakers, there are also vendors and the outdoor canvas community. The tent area is new for the symposium and includes a sacred fire, areas for workshops, and social spaces.
Science North is a very large venue, but we didn't have unique spaces that were more traditional in nature. And so we wanted to have additional spaces that both captured the traditional, but also were an extension outside of, say, a regular type of meeting room.
Organizers say 330 participants from 44 different Indigenous nations are taking in the 5-day symposium at Science North. The event continues until Friday. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
A 9-story building in downtown Sudbury could be the next piece in the community's homelessness strategy. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
30 St. Anne Road is a building with history. Once a nunnery and a diocese, the century-old structure was bought by investors in 2024.
We wanted something to be able to showcase how beautiful the building truly is. So we went to seniors types housing, maybe like Veterans Affairs. And then in May of 2024, the roadmap to end homelessness is when the city released it. And we were reading it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, our project checks this box and this box.
The 9-floor building currently has 3 tenants, including the nurse practitioner's unit and closet share. The group is hoping the rest of the space can be converted into a 135-unit supportive housing facility. Minor renovations would be needed, including a shower on each floor. They would partner with Sudbury Supportive Housing to manage applicants, with rent supplements offered to 80% of the building.
The owners are going to work with
others, not-for-profits, provide programming and support services. Members who are going to be, coming in to live here are going to be asked to be sober for a period of time before being taken in. And then from there on, they're going to have the support needed to be able to stay there. The goal will be to transition them to either semi-independent or fully independent living within 12 to 18 months.
Councillors Mike Perron and Pauline Fortin will present a report next week recommending $1.5 million in incentives through the Community Improvement Plan. Because that fund is already established, Fortin says there is no direct hit to local property taxes.
We had the CIP program, which has been around for a very long time, and it's to fund fixing old buildings, facades, turning it into something that we can use.
Council is set to vote on this proposal next Tuesday. Branham says the project would take a phased approach, but she says she is hopeful that the first floor will be open to residents by early spring. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A North Bay City Councillor is throwing his hat into the ring. First-time City Councillor Jamie Lowry announcing he plans to run for mayor in the municipal election later this year, saying he made the decision based on the budget process. Lowry adds one of the items in the budget that worries him is spending $3 million on a homeless hub when no location or operator to run it has been chosen. Lowry says he plans to run a campaign based on affordability.
Modernization of how we conduct ourselves in a more business-like fashion. And, being business-like isn't a bad word, because when you have those policies and processes, you can deliver services that much more effectively.
Meanwhile, a city councillor in Sudbury has also announced his plans to run for mayor. Bill Leduc says his campaign for the top job will focus on 4 key promises: bringing back the Auditor General position to the city, focusing on homelessness with supportive housing, using the 1.5% capital levy from the city budget exclusively on roads, and canceling the downtown event center. Leduc believes voters are dead set against the new arena, adding costs for the project have skyrocketed.
We still have to go and borrow another $135 million. We currently have $65 million sitting there, earning us interest. So at any given point, we can stop the arena and we can refocus and make it a hub for the Greater Sudbury Police, our EMS, our fire. And this gives them an opportunity to have the referendum where it's a vote for Leduc. We stop the arena.
Leduc is still facing charges from the previous election when he allegedly violated spending rules. If convicted, he would be ineligible to run for office this year and could owe up to $25,000 in fines, according to the Elections Act. He says there's been no movement in the case and that the Election Finance Audit Committee has not moved the case forward through the court system. Candidates can officially submit their intention to run starting May 1st. Well, time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, we'll look at the current conditions. And here's something I don't get to say very often. Once again, no weather warnings, but it is cold. Wawa gets the cold spot of the night at -22. -17 in Chapleau, -18 in Sudbury. We're seeing some flurry action in around North Bay. Kapuskasing Timmins. We'll have details coming up after the break.
Welcome back. We've got an interesting forecast over the course of the next several days. We've got some snow and some colder weather rolling in. Forecast radar issued by Environment Canada. Take a look at the system that's just hovering behind me right now, moving in. By about Thursday, we'll have periods of snow. So again, we'll keep a close eye on that, on some of the numbers as to what we could expect. Sudbury Nickel Belt wind chill when you wake up tomorrow morning, -27. Chance of snow Thursday. Here we go. Periods of snow on Friday, -6. As it warms up, low pressure system, then high pressure system Saturday, sunny skies -17, -15 on Super Bowl Sunday. Chance of snow Monday at -11. How about Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma? Wind chill tomorrow morning at -30. Periods of snow Thursday. -4 your high, -7 on Friday, -15 as it cools down Saturday with the cloud cover. Chance of snow on Sunday and more of the same on Monday, but a discrepancy in temperatures, -10 and -6 your expected highs. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, wind chill tomorrow morning, -28. Chance of snow on Thursday, periods of snow on Friday, both days at -8. -20 on the cool down Saturday, loads of sunshine there. Sunday, Chance of snow -17, then warming up a bit. Monday, some sun and cloud, -12. Still below your normal for this time of the year, which should be at around -9. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, wind chill tomorrow morning, -24, mainly cloudy skies. Thursday, chance of snow and periods of snow. The temperatures, well, -9, -8. Then cooling off to -19 on Saturday with the sunshine. Sunday, chance of snow, -16, then warming up again on the transition. Monday, sunny skies and -12 degrees. Let's have a look now and see what's happening with North Bay and West Nipissing. Wind chill tomorrow morning when you wake up at -22. Chance of snow at 40% for Thursday. Friday, periods of snow, high of -6, -17 with the high pressure system coming in on Saturday. Loads of sunshine, but colder. Still colder on Sunday, chance of snow. Monday, we've got sun and cloud, -11. Your normal this time of the year should be at around -7, -8, so still colder, but will warm up by next Tuesday. In Campbell, transition weather time once again. We'll see some snow and some colder temperatures by the end of the week. Back to you.
Hopefully not a lot, though. Thanks, Rick. Well, more traffic is coming to the North Bay Airport in the coming months. Officials with the Jack Garland Airport say routine daytime training flights will be taking place to support ongoing operations. It's meant to highlight the city's expanding role in advanced aviation and defense training. The International Tactical Training Center, a division of International Test Pilot School Canada, will use the airport as part of its ongoing training schedule and operational development. The Northern Ontario School of Medicine has received a major donation supporting Indigenous health. Anonymous donors have provided $5 million for the school to create the Circle of Indigenous Health Research and Innovation. The circle will provide space for Indigenous-led research, education, and advocacy. It will be run through the University's Center for Health Equity and bring together Indigenous health organizations, elders, community leaders, along with other partners. A retired healthcare worker west of Sudbury is using her time to create gowns for families who experience the loss of a baby. CTV's Lindsay Alick has her story.
These ones I'm just finishing up.
Deborah Sharp spent 30 years as a nurse in palliative care.
It's such an honor to be with somebody as they leave this world. I look at it like when a child is born, the energy and the atmosphere is so warming and loving. When you are older and you leave this world, it's actually the same thing, only reversed.
Now she's spending her time taking wedding dresses and turning them into gowns.
I was over at Jen's house and she goes, I really wish I could make gowns or something with this dress. So I told her, well, give it to me and I'll see what I can do.
She was able to turn her friend's dress into 5 gowns. Soon after, she shared on social media she was looking for donations and received 20, with more on the way.
I hope they feel some closure in their heart and try to think of good memories when they see it and the happiness, even though if it was only for an hour that they held that child.
She's been in contact with nearby hospitals and hopes to make donations soon. At 70 years old, Sharp says she will continue to make gowns as long as her body will allow her to, with hopes that people will continue to donate their wedding dresses. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Spanish.
Sudbury has been named one of the best cities for fishing in Canada for 2026. According to Fishing Booker, Sudbury is a key destination for anglers because of the easy access to locations and the variety of fish. Sudbury's parks, waterfront, and outdoor attractions also make it a prime location for those hoping to explore the community beyond its 300 lakes. Fishing Booker uses data from booking trends and searches on the platform to create the list. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. What's old will soon be new again when it comes to your cell phone, thanks to some Ontario innovators. We'll explain. Stay with us. It was a happy accident that made an Ottawa couple a little richer. Donna and Derek Roy, or WA, are January's winners of the HSN Foundation's 50-50 draw. But Derek says he purchased the HSN ticket by mistake, thinking he was supporting a different hospital. The couple took home more than $380,000. Congratulations. We first told you last night the Northern Ontario Hockey Association revealed it's had enough with poor behavior from parents after a weekend of threats and bullying at the rinks. Well, tonight we're hearing firsthand from officials. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
In a hockey game, referees have to watch for goals, penalties, and player injuries. But the NOHA is saying some issues are happening off the ice.
We've had instances where the person is waiting in the parking lot for them or waiting outside the dressing room for them.
We've always had challenges, involving behavior in the rinks, but this is the first year that we've actually tracked it. We're working with 3 organizations across Northern Ontario on a pilot that essentially tracks the behaviors.
This weekend, the NOHA shared examples of this behavior. A parent making a throat-slashing gesture to a ref, parents yelling abusive comments to players on opposing teams, and one hockey parent who appeared on video instructing players to intentionally injure their opponents.
From our end, we just need to continue to keep educating on expectations and handle in an appropriate manner the cases that do come across and ensure that the message is sent that that type of behavior won't be accepted.
The Hockey Association is looking at lifetime bans and permanent removals, as they say this abusive behavior is hurting the game and pushing people away from supporting youth hockey.
There's been young officials that have walked away because they're saying they don't want to be emotionally or mentally abused. We've also had some adults who have said, you know what, I come out here to try and give something back to the game that I enjoy and I love, but I'm not going to come out here and get yelled at and screamed at.
Marchand is hoping that the statement will remind parents to treat others with respect and that some actions can ruin a player experience. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Finally for us tonight, bringing back the keyboard. Some former BlackBerry employees have created a new smartphone that may be considered a throwback into the future. CTV's Spencer Turcott has more.
It's been quite some time since people were walking around with phones like this, the BlackBerry. But some former BlackBerry employees are bringing smartphone keyboards back in a new way through their company, Clicks.
We started in 2024 with the Clicks keyboard case. Smartphones have become really good at a lot of things, but when you're good at everything, you're not great at anything in particular.
Clicks co-founder Jeff Gadway wanted to be great at one thing, physical phone keyboards. Over the last couple years, they've come out with a couple iterations like the Power Keyboard.
A power bank that goes on the back of your phone, but with a slide-out keyboard, whether it's the auditory feedback or the actual feeling of the buttons underneath your thumbs, you can type with more confidence, more precision, and just do more on your phone on the go and not have to wait to get back to your desk.
Gadway's team has taken it a step further, though, making an entirely new phone that incorporates a physical keyboard.
The keys here you'll see are kind of ergonomically contoured.
They've called it the Communicator, a standalone phone with an emphasis on messaging and productivity.
What we've found is that there's a group of people today that really want to be better at communicating, taking action, avoiding distraction, doing versus doom scrolling.
Aside from the keyboard, it has a rear camera, 3.5mm audio jack, operates on Android 16, and has the Google Play Store. But its messaging and productivity apps are in focus. The idea being that the Communicator can be a second phone or even a work phone with your typical smartphone geared towards content and, in turn, more distractions.
What we've done is built a signal light into the prompt key here on the side. So when somebody like a VIP or maybe an app that's important to you is looking to get your attention, this will light up.
Don't think it's just an older demographic that's interested in the physical keyboard.
I think the option of having it there is always great.
Because sometimes keyboards don't actually show up when you press the keyboard button. It's always like lagging and whatnot.
It was just fun to play with as a kid. I think it's pretty nostalgic as well.
Gadway believes younger people may be looking to reshape their relationship with technology.
45% of our customers have never typed on buttons before.
As for when people can get their hands on this new phone, it can be pre-ordered for $399 and will be available later this year. The hope being the keyboard resurgence sticks or clicks. Spencer Turcott, CTV News, Kitchener.
Just when you thought the keyboard was done. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. I'm off for a couple of days to wish my mom a happy birthday. Amanda will be in the chair for me tomorrow, and I'll see everyone next week. Until then, thanks for watching. Good night.